You look down the barrel of this camera and tell the people why you deserve to be the next IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion.
I deserve to be the next IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion because nobody has ever seen anything like the Jet in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So just bringing a new flavor to the land of Japan, being the flyest man in Japan.
Hey guys, welcome to Muscle Memory. My name is Malcolm. Today we're here with the future of New Japan Pro Wrestling, an absolute megastar in his own right. Kevin Knight, how are you, man?
Man, I'm doing well. You don't have to introduce me like that. I appreciate it. I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I mean, you deserve that because you are a star, a future world champion, of course, man. There's so much going on in your career right now. How busy are you? Because, you're everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. If it's not in this country, it's in another continent. How's your schedule looking like?
Man, it's all a process and all a journey. You know, the Jet be here, there, everywhere. So I'm just trying to live up to my name, to be honest. I'm doing TNA right now sometimes, and I'm still with New Japan. I might go there next week for a title match with Goku. So I'm looking forward to that. And in between, I try to stay sharp with my indies, get my reps in and everything, stay sharp with my game. I do a lot of hobbies too. You know, I like to play the guitar, be roller skating, started taking acting classes and everything now too. So I try to keep myself busy. You know, I don't like to be bored. I don't like to sit down too much. So
you take acting classes. What's your favorite movie ever?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go with the classic Coming to America. I'm gonna go with Coming to America. That's, you know, if Mom call him Clay, I'm gonna call him Clay. Like that's a classic movie to me. So
what about a movie featuring a wrestler? Doesn't have to be The Rock.
I would say maybe is it The Longest Yard that has all of those wrestlers in it? Stone Cold, Nelly was in it. Yeah, that's probably my favorite one because so many different personalities. The Great Khali was in that one. Yeah, he was in that one. Yeah. So yeah, that's probably my favorite one, to be honest.
That's crazy, man. Look at what you're doing right now in New Japan, for instance. I mean, you're doing amazing stuff there, tag team Kushida and whatnot. How do you feel like your career is going so far in New Japan? Because you're also the first black guy to graduate from New Japan Dojo, which is huge. How do you view your New Japan career right now?
I feel like I'm just now beginning because my first literally year and a half, 2 years was in front of nobody. You know what I mean? The world was shut down, and in the LA dojo, a lot of our guys didn't have the same chance as the other young lions to have a proper excursion and just have the same thing that everybody else before us had. So it's a unique experience just in that aspect. So I feel like we're all in the LA dojo carving our own path. You know what I mean? And we're just learning as we go. And TNA has been a great place to hone my skills. And I'm just looking forward to where everything goes. So much is changing in New Japan and TNA, both companies right now. So all I see is opportunity. That's how I see it right now.
How was training for you, training under Shabita? I mean, obviously it had to be super intense. Well, what was your day-to-day within the New Japan dojo look like?
Wow, the day-to-day, you take me back. When Shabita was there, we would train 6 days a week, about 3-4 hours at a time. And we would do the squats, the push-ups, screaming our asses off and before we even started 8 a.m., 9 a.m., you know what I mean? Yeah. Getting in the ring, taking bumps and everything. We did the same thing every day. Fundamentals. Shabita is big on fundamentals. If you watch his style and everything now, that's exactly what he taught us. Just have that fighting spirit, instilling those values into us. He let us be ourselves, but he would instill the values so that we'd be ourselves with these fundamentals. So the day-to-day was training, go home, eat, clean up, and go straight to sleep you got to do it the next day right after that over and over again. And Shabita does not, he doesn't take it easy on us. He wants us to be great. And at the time, he wasn't an active wrestler, so he was, I'm not going to say living through us, but he wanted to wrestle so bad, so he wanted to put that fire into us, I feel like, and it really showed, to be honest. So I'm really grateful for his teaching.
What's your funniest story training under him?
We actually did a training match. The whole practice was after we did our workout and everything, we did a whole hour match in slow motion. In slow motion. And we would all rotate roles throughout this. So we wouldn't talk. We didn't know what was going on. We were just doing all improv and everything. We would rotate being a referee. We would have a tag team. We would do a slow 2 count. You know what I mean? And Shabita is really a comedian, so he knows how to bring. He knows how to do all the aspects of wrestling. So man, just having that moment in the ring with him, we're all just like, what's going on? What's going on with Shabita today? We're like, I don't know, but hey, let's go with it. You know what I mean? Because in wrestling, you need to know how to entertain as long as wrestle and have the cardio and everything. So that was probably like one of the funnest days in training. We just did a whole hour match just straight. And it went by so slow because it was in slow motion. But we were like, hey, if this is what's, gonna prepare us for the next level. At that time, I didn't really know what a young lion was, and New Japan Pro Wrestling was so new to me at the time. So I was just following everybody's lead, and that was a dope experience just to have being under his tutelage and everything. So it was dope.
What led you to join the New Japan Dojo? Like, were you a fan growing up and said New Japan was just kind of like new to you at the time? Yeah. So what was like your road to joining the dojo?
It's actually a funny story because so I started training in Seattle. I had a job out there out of college and everything. And my first ever time seeing New Japan was I did ring crew for them at the Super J Cup in 2019. And the main event was Amazing Red versus Ospreay. And I was like, yo, this is on a whole different level. Like, I've never seen this ever in my life because it's not on television growing up. And, as a kid, if I have basic cable, the only thing I know is WWE. So, obviously, I knew of New Japan Pro Wrestling, but I didn't know how to get over there. But the people I trained with were very big fans of New Japan, and they told me, hey, they hire athletes. And one of the guys that used to come through there, Clark Connors, he did the same thing in LA Dojo. So they're like, yeah, you an athlete just like Clark, so yeah, just sign up for the tryout and see if they like it. I was like, all right, cool. So I did the paperwork and everything, and honestly had no idea what I was getting myself into. But I pull up, we do the 500 squats, we do the push-ups, and we do a tryout match, and immediately afterwards, Rocky Romero comes up to me and say, hey, gets my info, brings me back for another week, and I do another tryout with just Shabita and the other young lions, and after that week, Shabita put me through it. He put me through the ringer. He wanted to see if I can hang, you know what I mean? And I didn't give up, and every day I improved, and that was the biggest thing for him. It was like, you didn't give up, and you improved. So he liked that, and he offered me the job. I was like, sure, you know what I mean? How could I turn that down? But I honestly went in not knowing what I was getting myself into, and I'm here enjoying the ride. So
it seemed to work out for you.
It's a little bit, they gave me a sweatsuit every once in a while, so I can't disclose that.
I like to think it's free. They gave me a free sweatsuit. Nice. What's like your backgrounds in like athletics and whatnot? Because I feel like a guy that does the stuff you do in the ring can't just be like, I'll just become a wrestler tomorrow. Like, why not? Like, what's like your background in like sports and athletics?
I actually grew up a bowler first. That was my first. That's my first sport. I'm gonna always say that's my first sport because I started when I was 2 years old.
That's a sport?
Yes, in my opinion, because it takes so much mental focus, and you do the same form consistently over and over again. You got to get that strike. That's how you get a 300. But I played with a sport my older brother did. He played football, so I played football. He ran track. I played or ran track. And my mom, she's a very accomplished athlete. She ran track. My dad played football. So just followed in their footsteps. And I wish I played more sports, to be honest, growing up. Like tennis, hockey, golf, just because so many different sports you can learn so many different things from. But football was our number one. And, I was obsessed with – I played DB. I was obsessed with getting a high vertical because, like, the deep balls, when they come through, you got to be able to jump up for them. And I was like, I can't get beat deep. So I was like, I got to improve, my vertical. So that was always something I focused on. And, obviously it shows. That's why I'm the Jet nowadays. But, it was football and bowling. I say those are my two biggest sports. Track.
Bowling. That's crazy. I would have never. I'll come through. Honestly, I'm gonna beat you.
What?
Respectfully.
How much you want to bet? We can do this.
I could bet. Have my bank account set up. I don't know if I can bet like everything, but I got 2 nickels.
2 nickels.
Mm-hmm. Got 2 nickels.
I'll take you up on it just for the principle.
Yeah, I could beat him. That's easy. It's like.
But I'm looking forward to it. You're looking forward to it.
We'll do it for sure, man. Obviously, like you do bowling, you do football, and eventually become a professional wrestler, which has been, I would assume, wrestling the hardest sport for you to accomplish it.
Definitely wrestling because it's not just the wrestling you have to do. There's the whole other side, the business part of it, the networking part of it. There's no other type of training that will translate to that in-ring style of falling on your back, getting up, picking somebody up, jumping off a top rope onto somebody and missing you. There's no type of cardio, no type of training that could prepare you for that. So it's a whole mindset, you know what I mean? Obviously, I came from a hard background playing football, but that is not compared to it's just different than wrestling, most definitely. So it was a lot to adjust to, and especially with Shabita being my trainer, you know, he's gonna get everything out of you. So I was used to it, but he was a great teacher. Great teacher. Yeah.
How did that first bump feel? Like, I trained a little bit to be a wrestler, and, you know, after I took the first couple bumps, I was like, let me take 2 weeks off and quit.
Yep.
But how did it feel for you taking that first bump? Because I know people say it's like putting your body through like a mini car crash in a way.
Yes. So I played football. You know, getting hit is different than making yourself fall and attack the mat and everything. And the first time I took a bump, me and my friend actually went to a training class, QT Marshall School, down in Georgia, and we were watching them practice, and the whole time we were like, oh my God, like, we got to get in there and take a bump. Like, I'm scared. But, you know, he showed us the correct way to do it, but that first bump took everything out of me. I was like, oh my God. That night I literally, like, KO'd because I thought I gave myself a concussion from the first bump I took. But yes, yeah, and I did not tuck my neck on the first couple bumps. So definitely tuck your neck when you're taking these bumps because you don't want no type of injuries. But yeah, it was a car crash for sure. But once you get comfortable, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you do. I had to quit that.
Nah, come on, I know you can get in there.
Nah, hard pass. How does it feel like being like the first black guy to graduate from the LA dojo? I mean, I'm sure that comes with a lot of pressure of, like, you know, is being a very different compared to the other guys in New Japan. A lot of Caucasian wrestlers, Japanese wrestlers. How does it feel like being the first black guy to graduate from that dojo?
It is a big accomplishment, and my first response is like, what took y'all so long to get somebody else like that in there? Because we've always been great wrestlers, so I want to know, like, what is the opportunity missed, or did it block us out? I don't know the history. I need to look it up more, to be honest. But it's an honor every time I step into that ring and wear New Japan and everything. I'm like representing not just New Japan, but for the culture as well, just for us as the people. And another thing with New Japan, it's so diverse. I look at the card. You got Japanese people, you got Tongan people, you got people from Hawaii, you got people from Australia, all over the UK and all over Europe. There's we got a guy from Uzbekistan, I think, or Kazakhstan, Oleg Bolton. Mm-hmm. So there's people all over. And, you know, me being the first African American means a lot. So I just go in there and represent for my people, to be honest.
Is there a certain championship you want to go after? I know MVP was the first Intercontinental Champion, also being the first Black Intercontinental Champion for New Japan. Is there a certain title you want to go after?
All of them. That's the real answer, all of them. But me and Kushida won the IWGP Jr tags last year, so I'm still considered a junior. So I still want to get that IWGP Jr heavyweight championship and just work from there. Whether it's the global championship, whether it's the heavyweight championship, the never open championship. I want to do it all in New Japan.
Can you look down the barrel of this camera and tell the people why you deserve to be the next IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion?
I deserve to be the next IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion because nobody has ever seen anything like the Jet in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So just bringing a new flavor to the land of Japan, being the flyest man in Japan is why I should be next champion.
That was a great answer, and it was all off the cuff too. I mean, I just asked you to do that. That's crazy. Yo, that's wild. You say you do acting classes, so like, are you working on like your promos and whatnot and acting? Like, what do you take out of those acting classes that you now put into professional wrestling?
Yeah, my teacher's definitely been helping with the promos, and then honestly, a big part of it is getting comfortable in front of the camera. Yeah. I've always been a quiet, reserved, shy guy, and you can't be like that in wrestling. You have to be somebody people want to be drawn to and everything. So it's really just being comfortable expressing myself right here to the camera, to the people. So it's actually really, really fun. We get a script and we act out a scene, and the more outlandish, the more crazy it is, the more fun it is. So it's really just having fun on the camera, and I'm loving it. You know, never know. Might see me in a little pop up, a little short screenplay. You know what I mean?
Fast and Furious.
Yeah. You know, get my rock on. Yeah, so we gonna see what's going on in the future.
So we're here at Suplex Vintage Wrestling, and this place is decked out in so many like amazing wrestling trinkets and posters and everything that you can imagine for wrestling. Who's your favorite wrestlers growing up?
Oh, that's an easy answer. Jeff Hardy, my number one. Not even for the stuff that he did in the ring, just because I like wrestlers that, I don't know if this sounds weird, that just don't look like wrestlers. Like he came out with the sleeves, with the hair. He came out with the dance and everything. Yeah. His swag was on a whole nother level, in my opinion. And I tuned in just to see what he was going to wear every week. You know what I mean?
Justified.
And honestly, in the games that I played, I was mad because they only gave him one outfit. I was like, what? Jeff will wear something different. You know what I mean?
Paint, everything.
Yeah, that was my dude. And, you know, The Rock, obviously, just his promo skills, how confident he is on camera and everything. Just, you know, my brother did every single move to me. So, growing up, any move that they did, I was taking it. So I've been bumping since I was like 2-3 years old. But Jeff Hardy and The Rock, those my guys.
They say don't try this at home, where you guys were just doing it at home.
Absolutely. I was doing swanton bombs. I was taking gores through the bed, everything. So yeah.
Oh, man. You mentioned Gore, Rhino, TNA. We're in Philadelphia, by the way, guys, at the TNA tapings. Very soon he'll be back there wrestling for TNA Impact Wrestling. You've had a good run so far in the company. Like, what's been like your favorite moment since joining TNA Impact Wrestling?
Man, there's been so many great moments. I would say recently is the 6-man that we did in Orlando. It was my first TNA main event, and I got to be beside my brothers, Kushida and Alex Shelley. We got to go against the system, and it was just so fun being in there with them. Alex Shelley has so much wisdom, so much knowledge in this business, and Kushida always keeps me calm, collected backstage. So it was cool just having that main event first moment against the system with them by my side, and just the reaction backstage was great, and it was just amazing to do that in front of my family as well. I have a lot of family in Florida, and they came out to see me, and it was dope to have that moment just with everybody there.
Amazing. Yeah. Is there a certain guy in TNA that you want to face that you haven't wrestled yet?
That I haven't wrestled yet? I would love to go against my mentors, Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, just because they give me so much knowledge backstage. I want to prove to them, show them that knowledge, and show that I can hang with them in the TNA ring.
How did you and Kushida end up becoming a tag team? Because I feel like that's where a lot of people might know you from right now. And I feel like they see it and they're like, oh my gosh, these guys are amazing together. Where'd that originality come from with you guys forming as a tag team?
The only thing I could say is destiny. It was fate. It was written in the stars. So with the intergalactic jet setters, it was just came to us from the universe, and it just clicked just like that. I feel like we have so many similarities. Even though there's a big language barrier and everything, we understand each other on a deeper level. And Kushida always looking out for me. He's always giving me knowledge. And just how we started, I literally got a phone call just like, hey, you're going to join this World Junior Tag League with Kushida. I was like, okay, cool. This is like 2 weeks before. I'm like, all right, this is a great experience. So I always loved his work in New Japan and NXT. Mm-hmm. So I was very familiar. And he passed down the glasses and the look to me. So I'm loving it, to be honest.
It's a great look, man. I saw you come out on Dynamite with Kushida. He was challenging Darby Allin for the TNT Championship. What was the story of like being called up for Dynamite? It's like, oh, I'll just come out with Kushida tonight. Yeah. Sure, Sting's out there too.
Yeah, the moment with Sting and everything, man, he's a legend. Literally, another last minute thing, I got a call a day or two before Dynamite was happening. It was like, hey, we're gonna need you in Fresno. They sent me the info, and I was there at AEW with my boy Kushida, supporting him against Darby Allin, another Buddy Wayne graduate as well. So I met Buddy, and I've met and trained with Darby before, so it was a full circle experience. It was amazing.
You were a part of Forbidden Door. If you were a part of Forbidden Door this year, who would you want to face in AEW?
Ooh, there's so many. The AEW roster is so deep. There are so many names, but just off the top of my head, Top Flight would be a great showing. Who else would be? Darby. I would love to go against Darby because we have that history of training together. Of course, the guys that just recently left New Japan, I never got to step in the ring with them. Okada, Ospreay, Jay White. I would love to show them the new generation of New Japan that's coming in, because we're here to create our own opportunities.
For fans that don't watch New Japan, but they're starting to get into it, why should they watch this version, this generation of New Japan Pro Wrestling stars?
It's a whole new flavor. It's a whole new flavor that's coming in, a whole new generation. Opportunity is the biggest word. Suji, to name the first one, he just won the New Japan Cup. So I feel like there's going to be a lot more change, going to be a lot more new storylines, new characters. We have me and Kushida. You have Catch-22. You have the Bullet Club War Dogs. You have Fujita with TMDK. There's so much star power in our young generation. I just have to say watch and see, because we come with a whole new energy. We hungry. It's a lot of opportunities, so we're here to take up space.
I'm excited to see it, man.
For sure.
As we start to wrap this up, I have two final questions for you. What were the last 3 songs you listened to?
Ooh, the last 3 songs I listened to. Probably something by Bino Rodeau. If you guys don't know me, he's a West Coast guy. I really like this dude named World. He's a Nigerian guy. He makes good Afro beats. I think the name of the song is called I can't name the song, but it's amazing. My guy World is fire. And this guy Wale the Sensei from the West Coast, Scandalous. That's my joint right now. You know, you got to look these up if you're not familiar. Yeah, but these my joints right now. They on repeat. So yeah.
I usually listen to Big Time Rush.
Big Time Rush?
Yeah, Big Time Rush.
That's a throwback.
Yeah, that's just as me though. You
I
know.
haven't heard them since elementary school. That's dope. Okay.
Yeah, Chris Masters on the show once. It was a great time. Great time in life. But
You
my
gotta
final
put me
question. We'll listen to Big Time Rush. Say less. My final question for you, man. Obviously, you wrestled for a few years now. You've learned a lot in the business. What's become muscle memory for you, like in the ring and outside of it?
What's become muscle memory is using my voice. Like I said, I was a very shy, quiet person before I got into wrestling, but Shabita brings that out of you because the main thing he wants to hear out of you is your voice. Anytime you're taking a bump, anytime you're throwing a strike, anytime you're hitting the ropes, use your voice, whatever it is. So he's got me very comfortable with just expressing myself in that type of way. It's crazy because he doesn't even speak English like that, so for him to convey that message to me and for me to understand it is crazy. So I feel like definitely my voice, just getting it out there more and embracing who I am as a person. So
well, we've heard you talk today, and I think everyone's watching this has been thoroughly entertained. You've been very gracious with your time, man. I appreciate it. Where can they find your social media if they're not already following you?
If you're not already following me, you're missing out, to be honest.
Yeah, they are.
But not just playing. You can follow me at Jet2Fly on IG, Twitter. That's JETFLYY. So yeah, I'm on there. Facebook, Jet Knight still. That was my original name when I started on the Indies. But I don't really do the TikTok. That's too much for me. I'm not gonna lie, it's too much for me. But I'm an old head. Even though I'm young, I'm considering myself an old head. But
it's cool. I mean, like it's like Instagram. Pretty much.
I understand. But the only TikToks that I see is on Instagram, on Twitter. That's so for sure, follow me on there. Hit me up,
dude. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Man, very gracious. I appreciate it so much, man. My name is Malcolm. This is Kevin Knight. This is Muscle Memory, and we're out.